Hello, everybody. It's the old bear from the Old Bear's Den of Bigfoot again. And today we have another story for you. And what happened in this one? It comes out of Kentucky. Now, I met this couple when I was up in Pennsylvania here recently. And he's a truck driver. And he had his wife with him. And how I met him was kind of funny. What happened was the wife was evidently going in to get them in line for a shower at the truck stop. And she was carrying the bag, and evidently the bag of clothes, she had put her shampoo in the outer pocket or something on the bag. And as she was carrying, I guess it was rubbing against her leg, and the shampoo fell out, hit the ground, bounced, and up underneath the front of my truck. And trying to be a gentleman, which is not a hard thing to do, but seems like nobody can do that nowadays. They're all worried about themselves and no one else. I crawled underneath the front of the truck and pulled out the shampoo bottle for her. It wasn't hurt. It wasn't open or anything, so gave it back to her and told the lady, I said, ma'am, I said, most guys wouldn't do that. They would have wanted to watch you crawl underneath there. She said, well, they would have to deal with my husband. And I said, well, that's a good thing. Anyway, I got done fueling, went inside, and ran into the husband and wife and was talking to them for a few moments. Can't go inside the stores in Pennsylvania without a stupid mask on. And told them let's step outside and talk, and we did. And I was standing out there around the trucks and talking to them. And husband said something that I found to be a little bit strange because I never really heard anybody put it this way. So, well, the reason I got my wife with me is there's something around our home that scared my wife. And I spoke up and I said, let me guess, it's a Bigfoot. He kind of looked at me strangely and said, how did you know? I said, well, I know a little bit about them creatures. I've seen a total of 7, and we got into discussion as to why him and his wife were together instead of the wife being home. And they don't have any kids, so, she can go with him whenever she wants, but usually she stays home, and he comes home every weekend in Kentucky where they live, and was talking with them for a short amount of time about it. And we got into the main part of their account, which was his wife was home, and this was on a Friday night, and he's on his way to the house with the tractor. He can drop the trailer at his terminal and take the tractor home. It's pretty late when he gets home. Anyway, she was there and let the little dog that they have out, which, as most people know, when you get little animals like that, they take the place of your kids. And she let the little thing out to go use the bathroom and everything before she went to bed. Well, here's where the trouble starts. She let the little thing out. She was standing out there on the front porch, and it ran over to the side of the house, and it wasn't around there 2 or 3 seconds, and it was barking. One of those little yappy dogs. Kind of high-pitched bark. And all of a sudden, it yipped and didn't bark no more. Well, she thought something was wrong, so she walked off the porch. And when she started off the porch, she heard something take off running. She walked around there where the dog had went, And I don't know why. She didn't take a light, didn't take anything with her, but she walked around there and she could see from the light that was outside that was coming out of the windows. She saw the dog laying there. She ran up to the dog and, well, I hope you haven't had dinner yet, or breakfast, or lunch, or early morning snack, or late evening snack yet, because you might lose it. The dog was crushed. The guts of the dog were squirted out of it. Its eyes were bugged out. She said it looked almost like a cartoon. One of those old cartoons, where the eyes pop out of the head, or movie comes to mind to me of The Mask with Jim Carrey in it, where his eyes pop out of the mask. She said that was basically what it was. Both eyes had popped out of its head, guts were squirted out all over the ground, and looked like something had just stepped on the dog and crushed it and killed it. Well, she took the dog. She's over there crying about the dog and all upset. And she ran back in the house, and she was afraid something was out there. If it's big enough to crush a dog, that size dog, then it was big enough to hurt her. So she ran back into the house, stayed up till her husband got there. And when he got there, he came in the house. And she came down to meet him there at the door, and told him what happened. He went around there and found the dog, and the dog was laying there. And being a dutiful husband like he is, he went around and dug a hole in the dark and buried the dog there at the house. He said he didn't dig a real deep grave. He dug probably a couple foot down, maybe a foot and a half down, and put the dog in it, and covered the dog up, and went in the house. Next morning he got up and come out to see if he could find anything or what had hurt the dog, and did that to their little pet. Well, when he came out the front door, he looked over where he buried the dog, and the dirt was all piled up, and the dog wasn't in the grave. Went around outside the house, trying to figure out what in the world's around there digging their dog back up. He found some footprints, a couple of footprints. And he didn't find them until he got to right there at the edge of the woods where the ground was soft and there was just, a little bit of leaf litter and there wasn't no grass. Found a couple of footprints that were probably, he said, 18 inches long. Pretty good sized Bigfoot. And found two prints, found the left and the right. Didn't know what to do. And he knew he had to leave Monday, so told his wife to come and go with him. But that was Saturday morning. Well, Saturday night, something come up and started smacking the side of the house. So it come up and smacked the house 3 times, and he went out the front door with a gun, and this thing took off. He never saw it. Well, Sunday, he took the tractor over and hooked up the trailer and brought it back to the house with his wife. Wife wouldn't stay there by herself. And next thing you know, it gets dark there at the house Sunday night, so he had to get up fairly early on Monday. And, something come out and smacked the trailer of his tractor and trailer, 18-wheeler. He ran outside, thought somebody was trying to break into it. It was empty, but he thought somebody was trying to break into it, and that's when he saw it, because it come out running from the side of the trailer that was away from the house, and he saw it. So it was about 8.5 foot tall, maybe 9 foot tall, solid black. He didn't see the face, he just saw it running. Said probably had a cone-shaped head. And so he saw it. He went back in and told his wife what he saw. And they decided right then and there she was going to go with him. So, and I saw him on the following Wednesday evening. So, that's very recent. And I hope you all keep your dogs in at night. Hope you keep your cats in too. I like kitty cats. Yes, I call them kitty cats because the ones that I've had have been very... They like it when you pet on them and they purr and all that stuff, and you know they're good. They're good pets to have. Several little dogs. Personally, I have a big dog, but don't have one right now. And as you can hear there in the background, there's an owl hollering. And if you can't hear it, there's a turkey gobbling. He's went to roost. Does that tell you where I live? I can hear the turkey gobbling pretty good. Y'all might not be able to hear it. And just to let you know, there are Bigfoot around my home. My wife has heard him scream. That was her first experience. I've heard him scream here at the house. I've seen one here at my house. It's one of the 7 that I saw. And I'll just tell you about it. Anyway, that's all the information I had on that story. And the one that I saw here at the house, I went outside at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I rubbed snuff. And I had a brand new can I'd taken with me. That evening, went out to do something with, I think it was my son, one of my sons, or my little brother or something. I don't remember what I did. Anyway, I came home, and this was a Sunday morning. About 4 o'clock in the morning. I get up around 4 o'clock all the time. Walked out, and on my pickup, you know, as everybody else, the lights come on when you click your button for your door. Well, the lights lit up, an 8-foot tall Bigfoot walking up through the little patch that you're seeing, and I saw it. And being my normal self, I looked at it. It turned and looked at me, and I growled at it. And it stood there and looked at me like I was crazy. I might be. According to my wife, I could be. And then it walked on up the hill from where you're looking at right now. It's fairly thick through there. I mean, you can walk through there. But that's where I saw the Bigfoot, here at my home. They understand now that they're not wanted here at my house, and they better not come to my house. We don't get along too good. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoy it, and a little bonus story of what happened to me here at my home. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I hope all of you are well, healthy, and are blessed by the Lord above. Y'all have a wonderful time, and a wonderful day or night, whichever my case might be, and stay blessed. Bye-bye.